In this video, I'm going to show you 7 things that you can build with Cosine. First, add a feature, and not only one feature, but even more features, how many features you want. And if you don't know what features you want to add in your project, you can even ask Cosine what it suggests. And this is what I did. I had an old project, the Hangman game app, and I asked it what should I add. It suggested me, and then it also did it. And I'm going to show you the result in a bit, because the second thing that you can build with Cosine is fixing bugs. So in my Hangman game app, I created a few more things. Not only I added a feature as Cosine suggested, but it also suggested me a few bugs, and I quickly thought that, okay, yes, let's fix those things. Let me show you the result. From this, that it wasn't even working, we got this, a fully working app or game, however you want to call it. Fixing bugs on Cosine is super easy, and I don't want only to show you my projects. We have some other projects as well, some open source project. I work with several of them, like Kestra, Vana, Loki, you name it. It's quite easy again to fix bugs. Usually I don't like the word easy, but some things are easy. For example, when you use Cosine, you can quickly specify the task that you want to work from. You can connect it with GitHub or Jira or Linear, and it's done. In this case, I'm fixing bugs from GitHub. By hitting slash and then insert ticket, you can see all the available tickets. And if you hit one of them, it will start working. Quite cool, right? We did that with Kestra, but also, as I mentioned, with Vana. We fixed a few things here, and with Loki. If you're done, you can mark them as complete. You can merge request, pull request, and everything as your usual workflow. The other very, very cool thing that you can do is refactoring. Refactor is something that it can take a lot of time, a lot of effort. We all know the motto, if it works, don't touch it. But sometimes you just have to. And in my case, I had a really old project with AngularJS. Yes, you heard that right, AngularJS. So I asked it to convert it from AngularJS to the latest stable version, and it suggested Angular 20. I didn't have to do anything else, it just worked. And if you still don't believe me about the amazing and cool things that you can build, then check this. It's my personal website that I very recently built with Cosine. I said, okay, Jeannie, this is my GitHub README. I have all the information for me. Just take the README and create a website. And it did. And trust me, it's not only that, because then I went to Twitter and I asked folks to share their README pages with me, and I would create for them a portfolio. Things got a little bit out of hand as I received way more messages than I was expecting. But I have a solution for that I'm still working on. So the first thing that I actually did was to create a few pages. We can see some of them, like this one, or even this one, that it also has a dark and light mode. But then, as I said, I received way too many responses, so it wasn't easy to make everything manual, and I decided to create a portfolio generator. So the user would simply give their GitHub profile URL, then they would select styles. I have here 3 styles that I personally like, and I said, okay, now generate a unique URL. And then every person can have their own portfolio, as simple as that. This is something that I'm still working on, but I think soon we will have it finalized. Now let's change gears completely, and let me show you something else that you can do with Cosine, and this is Autodoc. If you have a project but you don't have documentation, or you feel that your documentation is not that good, then you can use our Autodoc feature. Just import your project and let Autodoc to work. For experimental reasons, I'm going to show you a few of the things that I have right here. Admin.js is an open source project, and I decided to create this beautiful documentation. Actually, I didn't have to do anything because I did everything for me, but I can change a few things, like I can edit, rearrange, and stuff like that. You can see it has covered everything. Then I also did the same thing that I mentioned with the profiles and the portfolios, and I asked people if they had any projects that they didn't really have nice documentation. I would do something for them. And I got two projects, a log engine and custom music player. Again, here, this was all done automatically. And last but not least, I also did the same for a project of mine, a Sudoku game. And since I show you the Sudoku game, you can actually build a lot of cool games with Cosine, and it's pretty fast. Usually games, it's something that takes a lot of time, but with Genie and Cosine, it's fast. I have created a few games like this Sudoku game, and I'm not going to share other details about that because I already have a video on my YouTube channel. I can link it below and you can see it by yourself. But there are more games like this one, the Zip game, and I have a colleague that he creates amazing games. So if you need more inspiration, again, let me know and I will link everything. My games here are pretty simple, but you can build very complicated games as well. And last but not least, a more general category is that you can create scripts, bots, and connect them with GitHub Actions. So everything feels a little bit more automated and natural, and you don't have to go and change things here and there. I have, again, some of my personal examples here. For example, I recently did a YouTube videos to GitHub profiles, which means that every time that I upload something on my YouTube, it takes that video and it adds it to my GitHub README. If you want an example with bots, I have here something similar. We implement Telegram alerts for new Cosine experts. I'm very active on social media, and there are some accounts like Cosine's Twitter accounts that I don't want to miss any new post. So I asked Cosine to build for me a small script and bot. Each time it has a new post, I received a message on Telegram, and this is run through GitHub Actions. All this was done and automated via Cosine. I didn't have to do anything else. So these small scripts and actions are very, very helpful for me, and it's something that I actually suggest everyone checking out. I just showed you 7 things that you can build with Cosine, but trust me, this is only the tip of the icicle. You can connect with GitHub, Linear, Jira, Vercel, and Slack. You can also collaborate with your team. You can use either the web version, which is what I was showing you, or use the CLI version. And most importantly, you can build professionally whatever you have in mind and use Cosine as your team member. You can assign tasks from Jira, Linear, or GitHub. You can ask for reviews, run tests, run multiple tasks asynchronously, and of course, create production ready and scalable products, or keep expanding all code bases and adding features to what you already have. Give it a try, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.